Alright, so this trip starts with a simple car ride from Hanoi to Mộc Châu. Honestly, it felt like the kind of road trip we all need from time to time, just kicking back and taking in the views. For 300k per person, which is around 12 or $14, that's quite a steal. We even stopped for a break, stretched our legs and soaked in some fresh air. Road trips like this remind you how much beauty there is, right outside the city. And then, just like that, we arrived at our home away from home, the Happy House Mộc Châu Hotel that we booked. Let me tell you, it lived up to its name. The best part was actually the family that runs it. They treated us like we were old friends. Every morning the owner would invite us for a fresh brewed coffee, and one morning they even made us avocado smoothies. Actually, avocados right from their garden. It was such a little thing, but it made us feel so welcome. You know that feeling when someone goes out of the way to make you comfortable? Like, that's what we felt right here. Their kids were super sweet too, actually. So friendly, playful. And one day the owner even took us out on a mini tour around the area. It was like staying with your favorite aunt and uncle, you know? We really didn't want to leave. After getting settled, we decided to check out Café Mare, which quickly became one of our favorite spots in Mộc Châu actually. It's literally set right in the middle of a stunning tea fields, and if you're a coffee lover like me, you'll totally appreciate this place. We had some of the best cappuccinos ever here, and honestly the real win was just sitting here, relaxing and looking out over the hills. Nia and I took way too many photos and walked around the place, because like, how could you not? If you need a place to chill and escape the noise of life, like, this is it. It was so beautiful. Next part of our adventure was Hmong Village. And let me tell you, this wasn't just about getting there. The journey itself was an amazing experience. Picture this, you're riding on motorbikes, trying to make your way through some pretty rough and steep roads. By the way, if you're not confident on a motorbike, this ride is gonna test you. But once we got there, actually, at the village, it was totally worth it. The village felt like stepping back in time. We brought along some candy and a little bit of money to give to the local kids, and their smile made the whole trip even better. It's amazing how something so small can mean so much, especially to these kids. There is also a fun little twist. We actually saw that you can rent traditional Hmong costumes for, I think, like 150k, which is $6, and you can take photos. I mean, who doesn't love dressing up, right? But just a heads up, bring water and fill up your motorbikes before you go. We actually forgot to, and we were squeezing like the whole ride to have enough gas. Like, it's a little bit of a trek, but that's part of what makes it special. So fill up before you go, and take water with you. That's really important. After exploring Hmong Village, we heard about this hidden waterfall actually, that wasn't too far away. So of course we had to check this out. The ride there was just gorgeous. Imagine riding through valleys that look like something straight out of a movie, and we couldn't stop smiling and stopping after every turn. When we finally arrived, we paid a small fee to get in, but seriously, this is also a bargain for what you got. The road down here to the waterfall is super steep, and trust me, you don't want to walk it, especially if you don't want to walk back up. So for just a few extra bucks, we hopped on the back of some local motorbikes, and in first gear, first shift, they went up and they went down, and they can take you. These guys sipped us right down the hill, and this was actually pretty fun. The waterfall itself was so peaceful. It felt like we had found a secret spot. Like, normally there's a raft to take you closer to the waterfall and you can have some fun on there. But since there had been a storm recently, they swapped it out for a paddleboard. Honestly, that also made it more of an adventure, made it super fun. It's really the kind of place that makes you feel like you've really discovered something special and you can just enjoy here. It's so beautiful. Another place I want to show you was one of our highlights on our trip. This was the sunrise at Đỉnh. I hope I pronounced that properly. Now, I'm not usually a morning person. I'm not a morning person at all, actually. We set out alarms for 4:30 a.m. and hit the road. If you are a morning person, it's definitely worth it. It was a bit of a struggle at first, I'm not gonna lie. But once we started riding through those quiet valleys with cool morning air, we know it was worth it. We also saw locals around the road, and the whole atmosphere of the fields and driving through the hills was quite special. After about an hour of riding, we made it to the top, just in time for sunrise, actually. We made it, and wow, this view was breathtaking. We were hoping for those famous clouds that sometimes hang below the peak, but we weren't that lucky. Even without them, the sunrise was magical. It's one of those moments where you just stand there in awe, appreciating nature, looking over the beautiful valley. And if you ever make it here and see these clouds, make sure to send us a picture, okay? So we can live through you, get to witness what it's like. After soaking in that beautiful sunrise, the next adventure, we headed to Café Mộc Ơi. This coffee shop is perched way up high, offering an incredible view over the valley. Getting there was an adventure as well. The roads are crazy steep, and we were on an automatic motorbike, which, let's just say, was not the best idea. We tried and we failed. Luckily, we found a local driver later who took us up for about 150k per person for $5. And honestly, this was a lifesaver. Once we reached the top, we just sat back, sipped our coffee, and took in the view. It has a view over an amazing valley, and you get to see all of Mộc Châu from above, from the mountains. Pretty special. This was like being top of the world. And totally worth the effort. Next on our list was Doche Chai, which is basically a giant tea plantation shaped like a heart. It's so picturesque, and walking through the tea trees felt like we were in a different world. We took some time here to snap a few photos, because obviously you can't miss this, and try some of the teas they had on the offer. It's such a peaceful spot, perfect for anyone who loves nature, and well, tea of course, you really can't go wrong. At the time we were there, it was raining, which spoiled a bit of the experience, but we were sitting inside. There was a very friendly lady letting us taste all different kind of tea, and we also could get some coffee. There's also the option to get an umbrella and get some traditional clothes, so if you like to dress up and go into the fields and take some photos, there's also an option to do that, which is pretty fun. And to wrap up our Mộc Châu adventure, we found this little hidden gem called Nang Homestay. Honestly, this was also a very beautiful spot, especially at night when the gardens light up. It felt like something out of a fairy tale. And let me tell you, we ended our day, like three days here actually, after discovering this spot, with a cozy barbecue and hot pot dinner. The staff was super friendly and the whole vibe was just so super relaxed. This was a perfect way to finish off an unforgettable trip and some nights in general. If you're ever in Mộc Châu, you gotta check out this place. It's one of those experiences that stays with you long after you've left. It's just dreamlike, a magical experience. So that's the end of this video. Mộc Châu really surprised us. It's full of these hidden gems that make you feel like you've stumbled onto something special. From the jaw-dropping sunrises to the peaceful waterfalls. this place has a little bit of everything. We hope this guide helps you to plan your own adventure. On my website I made a complete article with Google Map links so that you can easily find these places. If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe for more travel stories and behind the scenes, and I'll see you in the next one.